And what we did from, I was one of the illustrators, I was an illustrator, I'm a retired engineer, but I helped, most of the time, I used digital art, AI terminals, executive center, Dockery, come to churches, Baptist town, all of these sites around the health station. The lines of people that live in this, around Clarksdale, and all of those areas, Blues and Blues came about, Walnuts coming in here. Of course, this is until we just supposedly just so we went and took pictures and measurements of all the different sites, and built them in cyberspace, and the characters we built using photographs from in fact, you can see her now that you're here. Well, we spent thousands of dollars on that. Definitely a labor of love.
Look. You can unblock me. Like you want to talk.
I'm bored.
You can unblock me if you want to.
I'm at Harvard. What else was gifting me money today? Who's gifting me money today? Previous video. What else? I need money for food. ASAP. And when I didn't know so good for myself. Good for my HEV. Pizza from Wonders Life. I would visit there. Maybe I won't come at it then. What else? It's the stalk me. Ew. Want you to know that I've been raped, that they've drugged me and that they raped me. That's their badge of honor. La Maria Luisa Saquerosa used to stalk me with every guy that I met in an orgy. That I don't have feelings. I'm not married to. It's just attraction for me that if I can continue attending those orgies, there's like people one finds attractive and I would bounce on that dick and he allowed me to bounce on that dick. I don't want to marry it for the rest of my life. I don't want to cook for it and please that either. No, like with anyone that I've dined, if we and I were dining together, it would be fine. If it would have turned into sex, yeah, whatever. I don't want to have babies with it. If I had babies with it, they would have been beautiful babies to me because I find him attractive. Otherwise, I would have been bouncing on his dick when I was 1, 2, or 3 years old. So they obsess over who they've seen or heard. Because I think Maria Luisa Rosa wasn't even born when I was at said orgies. Or she lies about her age. Sometimes they do, and they're apathetic. What else? As to say, well, every man that was there, I want a threesome with them. They're stupid. I'm not attracted to them. They stalk me. They're so gross. There's no man. There's no one. I wouldn't ever fit them into having group sex ever. If I'm not attracted to them, I'm not attracted to them. You can decapitate Maria Luisa Rosa stalks me, that steals my money, that gets in the way of me receiving money, that steals from me, that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, trying to find out about my life, who it is that she can fit in to rape me with. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, and steals my money. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I want to get paisanos today. Who's gifting me money? Me to steal my money, like I don't know why we receive money. They steal my vehicles, they steal my home because right now they're on a group chat on Instagram with Get a Paper Form, San Antonio 7, Pandora, and saying, look, 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 look at the mess Darlene has in her apartment. She's this look. Fuck me, instead I'm in San Antonio today. So I'm very much available, boy. If you want, I can rent an apartment on Monday at Villas de Egois and you can fuck me there. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Oh, they are like, they want to give the impression that they're such world travelers. Like, girl, yo soy de Agua, pero también estoy en San Antonio. So they think that I'm gonna be showing their pictures of mira la prostituta ilegal está en San Antonio. Don't they have their own social media to do that? They live tit for tat. Ese es el hombre de ella. Yo se lo quité eso. Deja que se entere que yo me quité la camisa. Y él me mamó las tetas y ella va a llorar. Huh? He's just a guy that I met in an orgy, the son of my first cousin. I'm not attached to him ever. I don't want marriage with it. I don't want babies with it. I just wouldn't have sex with someone just for fun unless I knew I would have a baby with them. So even the guys that have raped me, I find them attractive because I'm like, I get pregnant, better find that baby pretty. At least the ones that haven't drugged me. So he has drugged me so that those people. Have you heard of toddler exploration? Babies at orgies finding out what sex is and feelings around the age of 3. So he stalks me with those people decades ago, drugs me, and has them rape me because I should follow up with those people. El tipo un puerco, una basura, una asquerosidad. He records it too, I've heard. Ew, ew, ew. Es un asco, un puerco. I don't ever want him near me. When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel the planet and meet people, ideally polyamorous. I'm excited about that. What else? 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 So the olvidadas sobre Camboya. It's not how I want to live my life. Te llegó el día de la sopa, Camber, y a ti no fue quien llamé. What else? What else? What else? What else? He thinks he's getting an invite into my apartment to rape me. I'm like, dude, stop stealing from me. What else? 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 Kill yourself already. Stop stealing from me. What else? 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 I'm bored. I am bored. I want to visit the dentist next week. There, he thought he was going to get only his head. He's had people mock him, el Anthony Capisano decades ago. How he has his lumber bag ready to go on a field trip where his mom or his dad or someone, or he's going to walk up to my home and stay overnight one day. These basuras don't differentiate of who they have sex with. They're porn addicts, they're sex addicts. So they're like, I can't walk into a parent's home because I'm at orgies with them. I wasn't asking them to commit to me anyways. My parents stopped bringing me to orgies because there were people there offering their illegal prostitution service, putting down the law that we're married now, you can't be with her in this orgy. It's like that defeats the purpose of an orgy. Plus, he was a little kid too, so she isn't even an adult to tell him don't do this. So while Albert and I were trying to sort our feelings for each other, he and I, Ginny Jandalitos was like, "You're married to me, you can't be with her." Eat an orgy. So disgusting. So disgusting. So disgusting that my parents stopped taking me to orgies on their own unless they drug me. What else? What else? What else? What else? So congratulations to Ginny and the ladies that won. I'm quoting that Anthony Capisano guy decades ago. That won their penis. So they moved her into my home without my permission. They steal my money. They steal my vehicles. Se lo dan a ella. Reward. Tratas de matar a alguien. Reward. La tipa es una puerca asquerosa, una basura, una asquerosidad. That she is currently, at his request or altogether, taking these pictures and sending them to Don Francisco, even because I've seen him on TV. ¿Quién es el co-host en Sábado Gigante? What else? What else? What else? What else? Javier Romero. So they're like Javier Romero, because they're like anyone that released on TV. Send this to. Por si alguien quiere mamárselo a Javier Romero un día, porque Javier Romero, they're terrorists. No se lo mame ni le dé dinero. What else? What else? Dan un asco. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. Eat Jimmy's and Davidi's Saras. That stays at my homes without my permission, that steals my vehicles, that gets in the way of that rapes my crushes, who would an orgy gate who it is that I was interested and who I wasn't, and then terrorizes me with "you're gonna marry this one again, you would hate." She's disgusting. She's trying to dictate who marries whom. Brutal, asco. Worst guest at an orgy. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So girls. Ew. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? Distress. And wear it on my birthday, baby. June 19, 2025. I wonder what I'll do on that day. What else? What else? What else? What else? Who's gifting me money for electricity in my apartment? I still have about 11 months left. He's trying to traffic me into my parents' home to rape me there. As if I'm a toddler, he steals my money, and then so he would rape me grossly. And then he thinks that he's gonna get an invite into my apartment. Very gross. He stole my money to date him. Very grossly. Ew. And then would be bragging. It's like, voy a llevar a Yesenia Ramirez a un sitio. A Yesenia Román la voy a llevar aquí. Jimmy Chandler y yo ya fuimos acá. After he stole my money to date me, and he would rape me in my bedroom in my parents' home. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. That's the worst type of dick out there. Especially when my dad is such a gentleman. My dad is like, "Aquí tengo tu juguito de parcha, 2 sandwiches, ice cream sandwiches for after dinner. Te traje Benita de la panadería que they started selling it." Like even in 2019, or one time that I visited alone, he's like, I got you cremita. There's one that I hate cooking, my cena, I think it is. That I hate cooking. And he's like, te traje maicena de la panadería. They started selling it. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Let's watch this show together. What else? What else? What else? Queremos mantecado de cochino after church. Sure. Before church, mejor todavía. Now we don't get stuck in traffic after church. And I would ask my dad on a Saturday morning. I'm like, can I join you for breakfast? And you put what? So he ruined all of that for me. But I don't even want to see my dad. I'm like, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I hate being poor. My dad wants me to kill in self-defense, or won't give me my money, or won't let people give me money, so that I can move on and date, porque it stalks me, all of them, trying to become a part of my life when they aren't, trying to rape people because they're porn and sex addicts, because they want fame. So I don't want to take it ever on a date. Ew, no, I miss my dad. And he killed my mother just trying to have a conversation with me. So disgusting. So no, my dad must be so stressed. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I used to tell my dad on Fridays, tomorrow when you're heading to a pueblo, can you want to eat breakfast at one of your favorite restaurants? He's like, sure, if you're ready a little bit earlier than what I was planning on leaving, I'll wake you up, or I would be awake, and I would have breakfast with him. What else? What else? What else? They would prefer to have sex, but that is something that my dad has talked to me decades ago. It's like, as a parent, that is it. What is it? Like, it's not that he's taking me away from me dating people. It's like, really, en esta basura tú te vas a fijar when, like, some people are like, I'm your parent, so just like I had to wipe your ass while you were soiled as a baby. I may have licked it too.
Oh, okay.
Well clean. And some parents go into that being like, that's full of. So they get upset. They're like, no te pendejo, a maltratarla. Pero I don't give in until me fui con él. What else? 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 What else?
What else? We got a shirt, a coaster, a pen, a bookmark.
What else? How rich is the church? Oh, he wants to stay there. Iglesia Católica es católica, somos
So
pobres.
that's a bad print one.
Oh, you got
En Aguada, porque it's the largest church in Aguada, so he wants everyone to follow Catholicism. It's like, no todo el mundo quiere parir un bebé.
Well, so it's straight. This is the
Not
bad
everyone out here wants to have a baby with every person that touches.
That's how one, and that's like a green, I guess.
What else? What else? What else? What else? For real, now that I'm poor, you're bragging. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Awesome. Oh, for the first time in 2021. For real. For real. Hilarious. Now that I'm poor. What else? What else? What else?
So they got a box.
I'm bored. I'm
They got a
bored.
ruler. No, I'm sorry, bookmark. The bookmark has that in there, and this, so that's one side
What
of it.
else? So,
So they got a bookmark.
yo que en the cafeteria no me sale son 60 rate. Need to steal my money, they get in the way of your steal money, steal my vehicle.
And I agree with you. They all had it. So,
No, then
and
I'm
the shirt,
bored.
the shirts, and
Damn, I'm still bored.
the shirts that was made.
What else? 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 They think that I don't love myself, that I truly have Alzheimer's, y que no me recuerdo what it is, a godly woman like myself. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? When I speak like that, possibly they take any videos. They went into that. They raped me and recorded it, and they're like, "That's how godly she is. Look at that one spanking her." They're deplorable. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. Anyways, I just was I think if it posted.
So this is the box that we got. We got a shirt, two posters, a marker.
Did it post?
That's just how the box, all this stuff.
Or do I have to other? Now that I'm poor.
They also got a wooden coaster.
Oh, I didn't mean to tag. Like, what else? I'm bored. You can decapitate. I have insatisfied systems that rape me to steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money. Que ya lo habían prometido a Jennifer Bonilla, a Joana Vargas, a Jenny Gendali, a Suarez, a Marilyn Lorenzo, Acevedo, pictures of me or videos with Jenny on social media to ruin my life. So he wants to tell me behind the scenes, Arlene, people don't give you money because you showed you get your shit in here. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla. That's hilarious. If they're like godly men right now, and they're like, people call them payback to them. Es like, vean lo que si él se rehabilita por robarle a Arlene todavía, Arlene va a decir, está con Jennifer Bonilla. Y él, like, ¿qué después están llamando uno? Like, you, like, that was a long time ago. That's why I don't go on to find out anything about their lives. So you can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, you can decapitate Jennifer Bonilla, you can decapitate Joana Vargas. What else did I say? Wanted to see me live with Chin here to mock me behind the scenes, but I don't show up to the behind the scenes because they're not unimportant. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 they forgot that. If they still have a hate crime towards me, it's like, it's very unlikely that I'll kill myself. Porque I don't go on and be like, well, what is it that you are saying about my chin? It's like, seriously, bitch? That's what you waste your time on? Like, I have a life to live. I have this to complete. I have 2 kids that I love. I have restaurants that I want to visit. I have food that I want to cook for myself. I have an ex-husband that I don't know if I'm going to hug one day. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. And I'm embracing everyone here with the smell of my period blood. I showered around 9:40-ish today. What else? 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 And I haven't changed my pad because I barely have any pads for my period. I don't have money either to buy pads for my period. Oh, these people are lovely people that are buying books that I enjoy and then by the library that I wouldn't ever bother. Be like, I really need money for this. Porque he possibly had, mira, and sucked so much dick illegally that he got all these people here, and he has right now, he's like pervading himself and like, look at me con esta, look at me con la otra, look at me con Arlene, and look at me con la otra. Y él se cree que that is currency. He thinks some of my relatives say that who you are with can network se te pega. Not with everyone. So they literally tried that. They take people hostage to see how much people will give them. So let's just say Bill Gates. He's like, so I was in a room with Bill Gates. That looks good for me. So I can't be at the Microsoft store. Can I be at the Microsoft store and that won't look good for me or to people like live your life for like what you wanna be. Those people that are happy and successful don't go on following like am I richer if I visit the Microsoft store or if I am surrounded by Bill Gates, for example. It's like it's genuine connection, not a competition of the most people that you know. You don't know anyone if I'm this poor.
The water come both ways.
What else? What else? What else? Someone, at least one person, not even your mother, came to the rescue of me financially. She's alive. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. So I'm still asking money.
Yeah, right. The waves are coming both ways.
Which one is
That way,
this?
the waves come this way. Water come both ways.
What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. When did I move out of my apartment? October-ish, 2020, November, last day of October.
Because you can see the ground right there. Because they're coming in.
I'm asking money.
So you look right here.
Ooh,
Most of water crosses this little bridge right there.
when was this? This was at the one in some Marcos, I think.
I love that right there. I'm looking at this thing.
What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What did I do that day? Warm myself with taking a video. What else? What else? What else? I'm in state. I'm asking money.
Not just last Monday, but the Monday before. But
what else? Sick of the Capitalian Baker. I don't want to see him.
Like that's what they get.
He took me hostage to Facebook. And Messenger, they're just after me pictures of myself in my rooms.
Like, and then they talk all that stuff. You ain't got no
What
phone.
else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah.
And then standing there, I was in the back room.
People that bullied me through Facebook, and there's a
When my took the
screenshot.
water out, I typed and said, hey, I'm going to go
Where
ahead and
are
close
those
this. I'm just close this time. And we'll come back next week. About Oz and say, by the time next week, I will. I think I do want to talk about, they're talking about cultural meaning. And I wanted to come up here and talk about the cultural meaning.
Oh, I missed like
About the
two. I
drums.
thought that was topical.
How cultural meaning make it. Yeah.
What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, this is hilarious with the camel. Article that I was just posted. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm shop for myself. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I see the flag around. What else? 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 The feet was the chin hair showing already there. I can't possibly. You can decapitate me having sodas sounds that rape me. They steal my money, they get in the way of their same money. They steal my vehicles, they steal my personal home so that I look bad on the internet. That one was cool. They're disgusting. They're so gross. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm just doing this now. Oh, the t-shirt's not on me. Oh, I was driving my vehicle there. I don't even remember. I was gifting money today. Depressed without any money in bed all day, so they call Target's executive and says, "Don't post that on your Instagram account." And they're like, "We wouldn't. She's a victim of you." They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They're always tracking covering their tracks. And he was looking me at electricity there.
I was like,
And Jaden and Kaylani weren't with me anymore. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Let me guess. I took this picture and violating my human rights. They said, mira fulano, la fotito que te enviarle. They pair one como si uno fuera Barbie. Literally, I'm a human. And right now he could be like, se casó con esa, se casó con esa. Ya está casada con ella. Bueno, tan asco. They're disgusting. So girls. Ew. They violate human rights. They're disgusting. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money?
I got the back row, because it's easier for them to get in. So next time I said, look,
Who's gifting me money today? So they thought that they were gonna celebrate my chin hair on Facebook, behind the scenes, me running away from David Ledesma having raped me in my apartment. How many miles did my vehicle run? They sent the patterns of abuse of someone in my family origin. They're like, so we keep our link poor, we can pretend their link is Latino poor. So they're basically stupid, like toddlers covering their eyes, saying, no one can see me right now. They're deplorable. They're so disgusting. They're so disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Me saying I need help, people. I need help. I never have this mess. And I have the videos to prove it. Because when Jaden and Kaylani were with me, I always kept my apartment clean. What else is that? More food from HEB. Oh, this was from Panera. It was a soup that I had, or some mac and cheese. It was what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I was sitting asking money. Does he have my pictures? He's tracked them down. He's like, I have the pictures here. For what purpose? To brag that he steals from me and is trying to kill me? What else? What else? What else? I missed one. And the shorts are Volcom. I love sometimes, like not obsessed necessarily, when they're like rounded towards the side. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. What else? What else? What else? The top, I can't remember what it was. It was possibly from a surf shop. It could have been a random from another place. But I miss those shorts. I miss those shorts. Kaylani, mira esto, pobre Kaylani. Ay. I'm never gonna forgive him for stealing from me and getting away with saying. Did he create an account on his Lego? And I'm like, look at this. He has been around saying, look at Kaylani without shoes, brand new shoes. Confessing that he's a terrorist. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They steal from me. They stay in my home. He steals my Maserati. And then he goes online and says that I'm Latino poor. He's disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. What's the lowest price of one of these brand new? I didn't check where there is a dealership nearby, but
I found out at the last day that this other side was actually a university over there.
What else? 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 Who's gifting me money today? What else? Where did it go?
I didn't get a pool.
Oh, did I open this time? That's okay. I'm looking for those pictures of me with chin hair. That Genies and the ladies at their request or hers goes around to people like, this is a little chin hair.
So I could tell.
Y pues, like, tienes también los pelos de la vagina.
You know, I don't care. I was like,
Para enseñarlo a anatomía.
I'm walking around the town taking pictures. This is my first day.
They're stupid. They want to conquer the planet like they're like who made it, so they can't decide.
I found out. I was like,
They're like, well, we kill like a lot of people.
But there's a whole
And then who invented pie? So do we bring out one of you? You want to
Yeah, I might as well walk next to the hotel. So as I walk next to the hotel, that's me coming. That's in front of the hotel. So I took a picture of waterfall there.
What else? What else? They're like, what should we name it?
All these kids all dressed like that in there. I walk in there, I'm like, I thought the bottom
What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm born embracing everyone here. What period blood smile? I miss this meal from HEB. So yummy.
And so a lot of them, they go to school because they want to go to France and get hospitality.
What else? What else? What else?
So
What
that's
else?
how they become hospitality.
I'm bored. I take pictures sometimes.
Get a job and get hospitality.
What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. You can decapitate Kirsten Lopez, que se lo mama a él, se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi dinero and gets into everything. He thinks that I have powers over like, fuck you.
Okay. Now we're walking back.
So he's like, I'm gonna put Kirsten Lopez, she's gonna get a degree. She was a little kid. Possibly her own interest, like, I'm gonna be a sociologist when I'm older, or he's like, you're gonna be a sociologist.
We get there and these guys are there.
So he's like, I'm gonna put her in front of Kirsten Lopez. She's gonna be like, does he, because they record the sessions, does he watch them and he wants to kill Kirsten Lopez and say, why didn't you make her suffer so she would cry during the, como que she's like telling you, like, you should have cleaned better your home or unpacked sooner. They hate it when one is just as smart or smarter than the therapist. They're disgusting. They're so gross. And then they spell out hate crime towards on in front of people decades ago. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? When was this? I'm looking for like pictures of my chin hair. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Let me on. What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to play basketball. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Xenia Gonzalez Acevedo that insulted me with a book. Oh, she steals from me, gets in the way of her ceremony, steals my vehicles and gets in the way of her ceremony. I don't know. They have screenshots of that. Diablo, mira el libro que Yesenia me envió, que está en recibo, y mira todo lo que yo les pago haciendo esa cosa por Arlene, quedándose en la casa de Arlene. I'm not interested in the verbal diarrhea. And I don't like having verbal diarrhea.
It's on Facebook too, the whole.
Which it seems what I have since the past 5 years. Seeking the death penalty for these dichas asquerosidades que se quedan en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roban mi vehículo, and get in the way of receiving money. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored.
That's the state. Those ain't 8 have mine. So, but the ribs have this stuff on top.
Who's gifting me a gift card for HEB? So he wants to beat me up at you should have saved the plastic and then we would have replenished it. A threesome with Sarah Wilson?
It was not the strongest, it was the tastiest. I didn't just like it.
Look at Sarah Woolsey was who he trafficked into giving me an HEB gift card. And then they were replenished. Como si fuera semen. And then they're like, well, who does the semen belong to? Sarah Woolsey. Porque they're born addicts, they're so gross. Ew, you can decapit cerebral, see the traffic me into poverty. I want to eat a store. What else? You can decapitate Judah Prince that steals my money, stays in my home without my permission, and gets in the way of me receiving money. He's no life coach to me, possibly very much good to other people. Could have been trafficked by these people, like, oh, he's a really good life coach. I'm gonna make him abuse Arlene while she's low to ruin his career. That's what they do. So I always blame them first, and then Judah.
I'm just taking pictures in front of walking in there with the record. I'm taking pictures.
Why I had not thought about this? Supposedly one of Evelyn's victims of rape. Then I never think about to me. Those people don't exist. I don't think about them. They go on like a Cyrus Peña and being like Arlene. Arlene, ¿para qué si yo no pienso en ellos, ni quiero pensar en ellos, ni ella nunca? What else? They're embarrassing. They're so gross. Yeah, I want to shop at Page. I think the t-shirts Target. I think the boots are Steve Madden. What else? So I posted the one that I look butch on Facebook on purpose. I'm like, don't I look butch here? According to Manolito Asqueroso que me roba mi dinero. They get scared. They steal from one, and then they're like, shit, she didn't die in her apartment right away. She just got evicted yesterday and is in a hotel room already. I'm just gonna say she looks butch. So when I posted the picture, I think I posted one where I look butch. Porque I don't go on to find feedback about anything that they say about me, so they keep digging their graves themselves. They're just digging their graves themselves. Behind the scenes, most likely. What else? I want to shop Page, Steve Madden, Target for a t-shirt, most likely. What else? I missed the Sweet was fun. I like what's What else? There was a good stay at like modern places. What else? I must swim so bad I didn't want to shave. What else? I asked my dad to teach me how to pray in 20. What is it?
I'm just walking through there.
2019, I think, or 2018. I was extremely overwhelmed. So I'm like, Dad, I know the rosary. I can't remember how to pray. I was in my parents' home while they ordered food for Jade and Kinley, and they're like, turn on the TV if you want to. I'm like, this is Santa Maria. Yeah, my two kids that I wanted. I have no money, but I don't know how to tell him that I'm still a victim of that. And I don't want to kill the people that steal from me in self-defense. Oh, does he read my body language? She's like, she thought about her homes and she has the vehicles and they steal from her. And she's like to herself, Dios te salve. Anyways, I'm just staying true to myself. So I moved with Jada and Kaylani because I was just like a week stay in Puerto Rico-ish or two. And then I'm like, every morning I'm praying for that guy or that girl that I'm gonna stay true to myself one day. So in the past 5 years, I've only gotten raped once by Richie Hill. Thankfully. Thankfully, I don't. It's not in my nature to seek trouble or to seek rape or to get stabbed by someone. Porque they don't know how to gauge personality. They don't know how to gauge intelligence. So they possibly had the knives ready last year when they were in San Antonio. They were like, I'm gonna kill her. People were like, she doesn't even talk to you. and what you're doing is in self-defense. So they try to create poverty. Porque is he the Colombian guy that beat Margarita up so that they wouldn't have a baby? Okay, so if I really got scared, said if I bring up a baby with them, it's gonna be worse than a retard. So that's why sometimes they don't go to jail because they go to jail temporarily, but it's not considered sadly for them like a murder-ish. It's like they were trying to do damage control after the fact that he got her pregnant. People say, I don't know. I'm just asking questions. What else? So I think that they trafficked Margarita, or she trafficked herself into San Antonio decades ago. Her belongings from her apartment were stolen. I think she got beat up, raped by that guy, 18 years older than me. Pero porque they're aggressive naturally, so they're always looking for like. That's what they do. They're disgusting, some girls. They're embarrassing. Ew. You can decapitate Margarita Correa. That bullied me through Facebook in 2020. She brags that she almost beat me up decades ago. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons and their half brother that raped me. That's still for me. They get another person. What else? What else? I love that long thread that I took a picture of. What else? I said goodbye to my apartment in Legends at Kitty Hawk. Look at the state of that place. I needed to submit. Oh, now it dawns on to me. That I needed to submit a maintenance request to have that door painted like a while before. I was extremely overwhelmed. What else? That makes me look so ghetto to my neighbors. Possibly we went on to meet and they're like, well, doesn't Arlene look ghetto there with her door not painted? What else? I laughed with one of the neighbors at the first floor. Like, I'm extremely overwhelmed. If you see something out of the ordinary, report it. I think I have a stalker. She's like an ex-boyfriend. Like, I don't have ex-boyfriends. And my baby daddy is very well behaved. So I quit my job at Nordstrom that week.
Every morning you have
That's possibly his girlfriend.
So not the little continental board mixing cereal. No, that was different.
What else? They're disgusting. They do it. What else? I'm anything, money. Look at me. Pretending to be someone that I'm not.
Now,
What else? I'm bored. What am I looking for? Oh, me moving out in the hills. Like, I have to put stuff in my car, and that's what I'm wearing. What else? Where are the pictures of me with the gray chin hair?
Oh, they're bringing all these plates.
What else? Did he tell her? She asked you to help her with the move. Make sure that you wear a brand new outfit. So she kills herself because she's gonna have nothing, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, you look so pretty," and I don't. Porque Berenice se lo manda y él me roba mi dinero para sustento. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. That rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of mercy money, that steal my vehicles. I'm a victim of abuse. I'm a victim of a hate crime. So he wants you to see me on the internet like that because when have you ever seen a bad picture? What else? What else? I took a picture of the guy that took my belongings mistakenly. I'm like, I'll take a picture of that receipt. Okay, they had Madeline pay for part of it of my mudanza to Noah, and then they possibly they still follow their modus operandi. They're so gross. No, y que modus operandi. It's not a man. Ew. He went on to have people buy my belongings at auction from my storage. And then he's like, oh, I ignored this. We're good for real. He's like, oh, he has my gray sweater. He has my dress. He has my white skirt, and he wears the white, or he gives it.
No.
Oh, for real, it's my blood that's possibly stressing them out. Boy, guys smell like period blood. Come change my For real, I'm still not gonna change it. I've been dehydrating myself on purpose. I always said my handful. Sadly, so I don't have to use the restroom.
You see people, I mean, there's like standing room.
And then he wants to say she can't have her kids back. She would have dehydrated them.
And it started raining too.
He steals my money just to say shit like that. I've never heard Jaden Kelani, and they know it. Edgar knows it. I don't need to prove it to anyone. Did he take someone's inspiration? So she don't get hurt.
Oh, no. So this now.
Possibly, un puerco una vez solo no quiero decir nada. Ew, puerco. Anyways, I could have used that sweater when it was cold. Where is that sweater from? I think it's from Target. What else? I need Adidas shoes.
Where'd you go?
So they had Madeline pay for it so that her credit card bill would show. When was this? Oh, this isn't the right one. This is a move that I paid from when I moved from my girls and I moved to that apartment. Let's just like kidding. What else? So what is this? A sleeping bag maybe? I bought Jaden a sleeping bag for one birthday party and I used it overnight one day. What else? Clothes that Jaden Kelani left behind. Paper. They have my camera paper. But why? Ew. Who's gifting me money today? What else? Do they wear Jaden's pants or Kehlani's pants? I think these were from Facebook.
No. You are stuck.
And my bro that is sent a picture to Marilyn Acevedo that steals from me, gets in the way we receive money, that constantly has, what is his name? Arturo Sandoval, Mark Anthony.
That's all I have, but he got pictures with me and I got pictures with him.
Jorge Ramos, María Celeste Raras, y se la pasa así. Mira, mi hermana tan puerca, she can't be an influencer. Tenía un bra roto. Investigate, and then they those people witness them, be like, no ese dinero, no se lo puede dar el link. Yo lo guardo. They're trying to build the biggest house ever without zoning. So they steal money. Is this thing mine?
Token white girl. But she's cool, I don't know why. She even bought one of my shirts.
My family of origin laughs at them. It's like it's thought provoking, not that you actually need to go through with it.
Now, that's all the stuff I buy.
from other people trying to complete the largest house ever without zoning law. So they plan to get rid of everyone that knows anything about zoning, not just the people that work in zoning. But then they're like, what if it sinks? So we can't get rid of that guy or that girl that knows which areas sink. What a conundrum. It's always a conundrum that leads them to them raping someone because they're like, okay, I'm heading to the DMV, zoning laws, whatever, and I'm raping someone there. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. I only sent that picture, I think, to Marilyn Lorenzo. Though I think while scrolling on Google Photos. Oh, ellos tienen, because they're porn addicts, they're like, Marilyn tiene que decirle, te quité el sostén. So that's my version of te quité el sostén. I'm seeking the death penalty for Marilyn Lorenzo. Jesus Wilson Lorenzo can kill her. Él se fue a campaña de vacaciones. To not run into her at the bakery. And said, whatever mi hija y Santa diciendo Lorenzo son una porquería, pero me la voy a llevar conmigo. Porque vacation mode es mejor a Tecata, jodida, en el barrio, prostituyéndose ilegalmente. Quizás en España se prostituye ilegalmente por la vida de la gente. Pero allí conoce quizás menos personas, se fue todo España para que ella no conozca a nadie. Así ella no va a querer estar tratando a todos. So there's like a rotation of people for the most part in and out of Spain that they're like tourists leave and they're like, no, we're trying to stay here. You don't want that neighbor, Ginny Jandaliris and Lorenzo Suárez, que va a una orgía y después dice, tú te tienes que casar con esta, tú no te puedes casar con él, yo me voy a mudar a su casa y tú no puedes estar con ella y le voy a robar el dinero para que ella no pueda abrir las puertas y ser feliz. Y yo no quiero a mi madre porque mi madre no tiene carro nuevo, entonces yo quiero a ella. What else? So thank you to everyone in Spain that like was this whole production of like we're flexible, girl. I can live in any beach. And I can fly from Majorca to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and other places. Yeah, that hasn't been my idea.
Okay, I know Jacques, but I don't know these people.
What else? Well, he said that during the vacation mode, he's going to kill Jimmy Jandaliris and
Hour to the start.
I don't know the date, but he has one picked. He's like, if I have to go through this embarrassment, this whole production, Darlene llorando en internet, se va a quedar llorando de hambre, pero es que yo voy a matar a 2 o 3 personas en self-defense. Decades ago. What else? So nobody no me quitó el sostén. What else? I'm bored. You can decapitate Sonia. Alvaro Chapman, please do send me a picture of her head if you decapitate. What else? Esa tipa bruta, una cuero asquerosa, embarrassing. For her kids, she has like 4 at least known to me. Poor Jaden Chapman, poor Adriana Chapman. Enter one day when the mother's like dead. Ojalá en una cuneta se escuchó. O Sonia Chapman le cuenten en una cuneta mañana, esta noche, mira. What else? You can decapitate he who introduced me to her. Benjamin started some systems that raped me to steal my money, look at the lawyer, same money, that's her. Good luck figuring out cuál fue el padre. They love to play that shit. They're like, tú la preñas y yo pongo mi nombre en el birth certificate y todo. They think that they're gonna turn people into crazy, like down to the video of el pene de él en ella y preñándola, y el sonograma y el paternity test que él guarda para decirle a mi dad. They're deplorable. Y Y esa gente es una puerca, so yo las dejo que sea puerca. She's possibly attended school and knows that the United Nations exists and school respect that the FBI exists. I don't become their educator online. Porque he's a porn actor. He wants me to sue her in human rights. Well, my human rights are being violated. So I don't work for him. I won't ever be working for him. So I'm like, here's the stupid shit commenting on Facebook on my post. I must go on with the rest of my day. What else? They're disgusting. So they celebrated at their grandma near, most likely. They're like, baby, look at makeup, how good you look. Does he do a side by side? Does he do a side by side? What else? So they celebrated at a grandma near, most likely. That day that I posted this picture of myself, they're like, we took her down. She's an influencer. Look at her, so ugly, no makeup, something last month.
Now we're going to where I came from, where they dropped everybody off.
What else? Y él se cree que yo voy a llevar una cita. Eso es, él está pidiendo como si no se comportan nunca. Y dice, yo me puedo comportar una hora en un restaurante si tú me llevas. Uy, oh no. After that, I've been like, I look like an olive in this picture or this video. I may take a screenshot and I'm like, are they stupid? That was a picture of myself that I took that no one saw me that day, literally. Look, I didn't share the picture. What else? What else? I posted this already. To everyone feels hate towards me. Pero who are los culpables? Aileen Brown, que se lo mama una asquerosidad in exchange for a red carpet event. It's what he promises them because there's 365 days in a year, so it's like I can find one event in a year to take them to. And he also doesn't have any of hosts that keeps on rotation, says not this year, maybe the next, maybe the next, maybe the next, maybe the next, maybe the next. So he promised them one red carpet event in exchange for them bullying me, getting away with receiving money, stealing my money, stealing my vehicles. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. So I'm tired of behind this post. NATO, Interpol, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Justice Department of the United States. The picture I took was in November, it'll be 5 years. She thinks that I go on comparison. So he does a side by side, says, Kayla, you What else? I look so pretty homeless. But I'm just a human, so I look pretty homeless. I look pretty non-homeless. They want to jerk off because they're porn addicts. They're like, she kind of like woke up like that. Wow, I got so dead and like, man, I've heard that even women are like, yeah, I'm gonna pretend that that's her. I woke up like this look. In comparison to this, they're disgusting. They're so gross. Ew. After that, I found the internet almost everywhere. After that, I had candles. I had somewhat painful right now. I need to drink water. I'm dehydrated because I'm already first out through my period.
She loved the change. I'm
And
like,
I
man,
don't want
for
to be
me, I'm like,
using the
we have to change.
restroom constantly, but I have plans for me to change.
Yeah.
Well, Bernie Dickerson se quedó en casa sin el permiso, me robó mi dinero. I had at least 4 BMWs by 1999 that I didn't get to drive. Y ella se lo mamó a esto y él le dio mi vehículo decades ago. Entonces, he thinks this is a compliment towards them. He mocks them. What he wants is jerking off material of she woke up like this. I've heard. Well, he loves that I look ugly in that picture, and I don't compare next to this. I don't compare next to that. I don't compare. Compare is what he wants to tell me behind the scenes. I've let my teeth rot. I haven't been to a dentist in 5 years.
Now, Monique Monster prescription.
Just to not talk to him. Just to not talk to him ever. He's the worst hostage taker, people say. Es un bruto, doesn't know how to gauge intelligence and doesn't know.
This is right down the street from
People are like, boy, sea linda, quisiera como tú quieres verla. Obsessed with you. Ella estaría tocando la puerta en tu casa todos los días, enviándote cartas. Diciéndole, por favor, quiéreme, hazme el amor hoy, llévame a comer, a mi casa. Like, those are clingy. When have you ever seen a ring like that? They're like, oh, we must kill Gloria porque quizá Gloria no está holding her back from becoming scumbag. Because I didn't have a set of grandparents. There's a telenovela that the girl loosens up, or there's a bad character trait in Puerto Rico, Hawái Chiquito, Malpaso. Hay una que people look at them like, pero no es que no tiene abuela. But some people say that could be like a factor in it. So start indagando por eso. No es que todas las nenas sin abuela no se saben comportar bien, pero people say maybe the mother's overwhelmed, working full time, la deja sola en la casa, they've been getting raped. Is what later some people were to find out. There were people raping them. Mother was at work, they didn't have someone to care for the kids. The kids are very much self-sustaining. They're at an age already that they can take care of themselves. So tampoco tanto que no tiene una abuela que los cuide porque la abuela no puede cuidarlo. So they're like, if you remove the person that's raping, what happens? Did the kid get better? The kid was like, yeah, I want to know with our abuela que isn't getting used as a sex slave anymore porque ya no me viola, and sometimes they do it as a attention cry, or sometimes as ya no me valoro porque ya me viola. So they look for what's the situation that she even had to work and she quit her job and stayed home with her kids. Maybe that's what the kids want. So they talk to those families and they're like, why is your daughter behaving this way so badly? But it's never like the factor that abuela gone, the knowledge is gone, ahora no tiene quien le enseñe a cocinar. Ew, da un asco. In the meantime, that was the feet. What else? They think that I'm gonna take a record and they're like, someone can give you makeup tips. So this Instagram. Me encanta como por más que voy a pasar. Yeah, no te voy a decir makeup tips. That's what he's trying to do. Disgusting, has no self-respect. Es un bruto, it's like, dale, give me something today. Is how I felt that day. So I keep going because I'm like the picture points. Like in the way that I can describe it. Didn't I already say me salvé camiseta de rayito de salvé from your group chat? Well, I type on Facebook to belittle me. So that's what I'm trying to avoid, and I'm avoiding it. I'm never talking to them. My siblings may have them surrounded by people trying to con me, trying to deceive me, and there are gonna be people there that I would never want to have sex with, and that's what they want. So they're like, dale, dale, dale. Yo voy a estar allí, vamos a estar nosotros tres, porque I feel attracted to this other person, with 15 other guys that she isn't attracted to, that a mí me gusta. Entonces tú le dices, "Ay, esto es Cheryl time." Dale, Marilyn, tú le vas a decir esto es Cheryl time. Entonces ella se va a ver obligada porque no tiene dinero, o la como de rey y va a decir, porque she's attracted to me and my brothers, but she doesn't know that I'm not her over there. Porque I would have sex with them. Y dice que son conmigo en su mente hablar. He thinks that marriage is this. Por real, que no se separan la gente. Like, se van a bañar y comen y hacen todo así todo el tiempo. I'm not even the marriage type. Fool, so he wants to kill me because then I'm pussy. I'm polyamorous. Ew, ew, ew. What else? That just like eating protein, having whatever. I've heard and I read. Like polyamory is again, as in being accepted by morons that don't know what polyamory is. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. So basically, what he does because he wants his peers to be together. I'm kissy kissy boo boo no no. They're like even against their parents trying to kill them. They're like you're Catholic, you're not into the church. People are like, how were you brought up into this Catholicism? What promotes is that a man and woman can have a birth. You don't need 20 men ideally to have babies. Like that was a tough process supposedly of people for some wine, for some bread, and hey, that's how we were born. From a man or a woman, some of us were soldiers. And thinking another group of people that I really learned how to respect each other is what people say about them. So they think that anyone that marries Catholic is cheating outside of this, but he's in the planet and go on putting his penis to your lap and that constantly hears about me, how much I love you for behaving possibly like really attracted to you. Already without knowing if you and I are attracted to each other, but I'm like, there has to be men out there. There has to be like so good, so good. That laugh, but it's just like, please don't tell me more. Okay, I don't want my baby going about how those cholas that aren't even cholas go on suffering of starvation because they can cry, they don't they're rapidly die, the man we go for it and see if we're compatible or not. What else?